Welcome back from the break, everyone. There are so many games out there that we don't always get to see some of the best ones, and some of them fall by the wayside. This is our collection of top 10 underrated games that you should definitely play. If there are some that we've missed on this list that you know about, go to our Facebook page and let us know about it. Stay tuned.
At number 10 is Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Kane, a self-medicated psychopath, and his buddy Lynch are back at it again. After a screw-up that angers every gang in Shanghai, the duo decide to get out of town, killing anyone who tries to stop them. At number 9 is The Darkness 2. The game title says it all. It's a first-person psychological horror that starts 2 years after the events of the first game. You play as Jack, who controls the grievous power known as the Darkness. At number 8 is The Warriors. It's all-out gang warfare as you face off against rival gangs in a seedy 1970s city. The Warriors offers an exciting story and a brutal combat system that makes pummeling your enemies to a pulp all the more fun.
Warriors! Come out to play!
At number 7 is Binary Domain. My first thought on this game was Terminator meets iRobot. Its intriguing storyline and interesting mechanics with enemies that can look perfectly human, you'll have to stay alert even when you think you're safe. At number 6 is Wet. This game got mixed reviews. The graphics are a little rough and awkward, but the soundtrack and game mechanics well and truly make up for it. This game is a great third-person action shooter that combines shooting and swordplay with aerobatics and gore. At number 5 is The Saboteur. This open-world third-person shooter is set in Nazi-occupied France in World War II. The game developers used a fusion of black and white and colour to show which areas are controlled and which aren't. At number 4 is Sleeping Dogs. Fast cars and intense campaign missions are just the tip of the iceberg. Sleeping Dogs is filled to the brim with fierce combat mechanics, a vibrant city, and an engrossing story. You won't get bored as you run rampant in Hong Kong. At number 3 is Castlevania Lord of Shadows. Going in a slightly different direction than the classics, Lord of Shadows delivers a vivid new experience with its fast-paced combat and a whole new range of colossal challenges that lie ahead. At number 2 is Shadows of the Damned. From the crazy mind of Suda51, Shadows of the Damned has it all. Wicked humour, a killer campaign, and a crazy plot. There's no doubt Shadows of the Damned is a thrilling experience that's just pure fun.
Baby, I'm getting you out!
Oh, please, hurry, Garcia!
And the number 1 underrated game is Spec Ops: The Line. A gritty third-person shooter all about showing off both sides of war. At some parts you'll have to make decisions that leave you questioning your morality and affect the rest of the playthrough, including your sanity.
Congratulations to Spec Ops: The Line, personally one of my favourite games of the last generation. Right now though, we have an interview with the Borderlands guys at E3 2014. So I'm here with the franchise director and studio head for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. How you guys going?
I'm awesome. It's great to be here and talk to yourself.
It's the last day of E3, you guys excited to finally end it?
I love talking about Borderlands the sequel. I'll talk about it all day if I need to.
What about you?
Oh, I'm eager for more talking about more.
Yeah? All right.
I can talk your ear off about this game.
Alright, so yeah, let's talk about the game. Borderlands pre-sequel, previously it was on, stuff like Pandora, and in Pandora you had, mountainous regions, you had places that have been put together with scrap. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is on the moon, and that's exactly the kind of crazy I expect from you, but can you tell us a bit about why you chose them. Well, I guess it's because of the story, because you chose the moon. But like,
Well, it's actually more than the story why we chose the moon, because all our fans keep saying they want to go to the moon and they want to go to that space station. But the problem with that is, after Borderlands 2, there's not a lot going on the moon or the space station because Hyperion's sort of been defeated. Now, if you actually look at Borderlands 2, when you go look at the moon's cracked and lava, and the space station's not orbiting Pandora, it's orbiting the moon. Something happened there. We always had this sense that we wanted it to feel like the adventure and action was happening even when the game wasn't going on. So between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, we always had this sense that there were a couple of games that happened there that you never got to play. In the meantime, we talked to them, and they want to explore the origin of Handsome Jack, and talking about Handsome Jack. But this is a universe where dead means dead. Except for TK Baja, who's a really strange special case. A lot of the things that made him Handsome Jack, a lot of the things that made the guy who says, I'm a hero, turn into someone who clearly isn't the hero, are some of the things that happened while he was building that space station and while he was working on the moon.
So this game definitely isn't 1.5. It's an actual game that goes in between the two.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have 4 new player characters.
Yep.
We have new environments. We have new enemies, new characters, a big, huge adventure, lots of new weapons and gear, and all kinds of fun.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. I had a little bit of a go before, and I noticed a lot of Australian accents, and I'm not sure which side of the development actually made that happen.
Well, I guess it's one of those things of happenstance. When we first started developing a game, we put some temporary dialogue in there as we're fleshing out the script and exploring some of those themes. Now, we send a build over to Gearbox and say, look, here's some of the themes we've developed. They've got some dialogue there. Just give us some feedback on the story. And the feedback we got was
oh my god, you decided to make the moon entirely Australian. That's genius. We love that. I immediately went to everyone on the team and saying, oh my god, they made the moon Australian. This is genius. So we called them up and said, we love that. Yeah, go with it. And their response was,
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
These are our best American accents. What's going on?
They were legitimately trying to do American accents. All right, okay. Well, what we're talking about apparently is a new design decision. Because it's wonderful. It not only do I actually just simply love culture, and I love the Australian accent. I love the fact that Australia reflects a lot of what people think of when they think of Borderlands, and that everybody thinks of Australia as a place with all these dangerous creatures and terrible things going on, but it's also this fantastic place to visit with really interesting people and interesting personalities and wonderful landscapes, and it sort of reflects what Borderlands is in a lot of ways. And the other thing is, we're going to the moon. We're leaving Pandora for the first time in Borderlands, and I want to get that sense of adventure, like when you go on a really massive vacation, not just visiting your aunt the next state or county or territory over, but actually leaving the country and going somewhere new and fresh and exciting. And it captured that feeling in a fantastic way for us because it's culturally different. And also take advantage of the fact that we're working with Australians who we have some writers over there and some people over there who designed it, and they can really sort of play into that and do some Australian-specific humor and Australian-specific concepts.
So we went for it. I mean, there's cricket in this game.
Yeah.
Now we expect cricket in a video game, but we've got cricket in this game. We went and spoke to a lot of the voiceover artists in Australia and said, hey, we're making a video game. We'd like you to be in it. People like from iconic Australian series like Housos do voices in our game. Bruce Spence, who is from Mad Max, he does voices in our game.
Awesome.
And they had a fantastic experience doing it. And now you've got a landscape on the moon, an Elpis, which is pretty much an Australian kind of place.
Awesome. With just in terms of like the characters that we can play as this time, we can't not talk about like Claptrap in this game. Was that? Did you guys want to do that, or was that more just because like people have always?
No, don't want Claptrap. He's the most annoying character. Oh god, Claptrap. Claptrap is great because he's kind of the mascot of Borderlands, right? But he's a loser. He's Charlie Brown. He's the guy who never succeeds. So when people on the forums and our fans say, "Hey, Claptrap should be playable," we're like, "Yeah, okay, but we're not going to ever make him playable because he's a mascot."
Yeah.
And then one fan of the game came forward and said, I want Claptrap to be playable. I really want to play as Claptrap. The problem is that fan was Randy Pitchford, the president of Gearbox. He came to me and he said specifically, can we do this? Can you guys make Claptrap playable? I want to play as Claptrap. All right. Well, listen. Here's the rules we'd have to have. I laid out the ground rules for him that I believe were important, and Randy, he's like, of course, I agree with you. Whatever you say, you're doing your thing. So I said, here's the rules. Even though he's a vault hunter, and vault hunters are winners and badasses, he still has to be a loser. He still has to be claptrap. He still has to be divisive and annoying and hysterical and fun. He has to still be claptrap through and through. If we can find a way to capture all those elements to make claptrap, and also make him a viable member of a cooperative game and a lot of fun and somebody you actually want to have around, then we'll make claptrap playable. He said, okay, that's fair. And it seemed like a safe bet for me.
Yeah.
Because that didn't seem like a problem to be solved. So go to Australia, spend 2-3 weeks in Australia going through all the different playable characters, and we say, okay, what about claptrap? Is there any way we can make claptrap both viable, winner, awesome co-op companion, annoying loser goofball who everybody wants to go away at the same time? Sort of embrace the fun of claptrap as well as the humor of claptrap. And we did. We found a solution. I think that we're not really going to talk about what he does.
All right, that's
today.
gonna be my next question. If you could elaborate.
But I will say that as soon as you see it, you're going to think back to this and go, okay, that makes sense.
All right. I'm really looking forward to playing the game. That's not only because 2K
You
Australia
haven't had a
is
chance to play it yet.
Oh, I played the game, but playing the full game. I want to
okay.
play all of it. Thanks, guys, for talking to me. Can you just quickly just say when it will be out and where we can get it?
Yeah, sure. This is coming out on October 14th in the US and October 17th internationally. It's going to be on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.